Hi, it's Jess with Hardcore Carnivore, and today I'm going to show you how to use HEB natural pork to make unbelievably delicious grilled al pastor skewers. I'm going to be using Boston butt to make these al pastor skewers, and Boston butt or pork butt is usually the cut that you use to make pulled pork. So most people know it as that big old hunk of meat that you throw in the smoker and leave for hours and hours and hours to get tender. But it's amazing on the grill too. You just have to cut it into thin little strips that are full of flavor and they grill up really nicely. I'm using HEB natural Boston butt pork roast. You can see there's a bone right in the middle here. It's actually cheaper per pound to buy your pork bone in, but you can also purchase boneless butt if you prefer. We're going to be cutting this pork butt into strips, so you're going to need to take that bone out, and I find it easiest to do this by working in two parts. Cut the pork into strips. The length of the strips doesn't really matter, but they've got to be about 1/4 inch thick. So keep cutting until it's all sliced up. Now it's time to make the marinade, and this is what really makes it al pastor, both in flavor and color. In a large bowl, combine 1/4 cup cider vinegar, the juice of 1 orange, 2 tablespoons of achiote paste, 1 7-ounce blended can of chipotle and adobo, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1½ tablespoons of guajillo chili powder, 1 tablespoon of Mexican oregano, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, ½ teaspoon of cumin. Then give it a good mix to combine well. Place the al pastor marinade into a bag, then add the pork strips. Give it a bit of a massage to make sure the pork is well coated, and then refrigerate for 4 hours or up to overnight. After the pork has marinated, it's time to assemble your skewers. I've opted to actually include some red onion, which is going to give a nice color, and chunks of fresh pineapple, which is a classic al pastor ingredient. I recommend using metal skewers because they're not going to burn up on the grill and they're just a little bit more sturdy. Thread strips of pork onto the skewers, alternating with the onion and the pineapple. Just repeat until they're all done. Now it's time to get grilling, and I really do love using a charcoal grill where possible for this because you really do get that extra layer of flavor, and I'm going to be setting my grill up for 2-zone cooking. Once my coals are lit, I'm going to pour them to one side of the grill, creating a hot zone and a cool indirect zone to cook on. Start the kebabs over direct heat to get some great color and char. Cook them over this high heat, turning frequently to develop color, about 6 minutes in total. Once you've gotten some great color and crispy edges, move the kebabs to the indirect or cool side to finish cooking through for about 15 minutes. It's important to let the pork finish cooking thoroughly on that indirect heat. One, it's going to let that fat render out and really cook properly, but it's also going to make sure the pork cooks to a safe temperature. And if you want to be really sure, you can check with a thermometer that it's 145 degrees internal when it's ready. Spicy with sweet from the pineapple. I like serving these al pastor skewers with grilled jalapenos and corn tortillas. These skewers are such a great way to grill using pork butt, which is packed with flavor. And using pork butt is a great way to feed a bigger crowd at a lower cost. Don't forget to check out HEB's YouTube channel for more great recipes.